Hello and welcome to Jessie Bear Book Club. Today we are talking about House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 4. And I was super excited for this episode because I knew there was going to be an epic dragon fight and I wanted to see how it was going to play out on the big screen. I was really hoping we weren't going to get a Game of Thrones version with tons of cloud cover like it's Kong versus Godzilla, and I was not disappointed. I was also very happy there were not any nuns this episode, or should I say septas. No septas here, please. No nuns now. No septas here. And Alicent dropping the dragon statue at the beginning of this episode. Oh my god, what an omen. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. And then later on, when Aegon smashes the dragon jug, you know what it represents, and it was all yellow and black, just like Sunfire. I'm a nerd for a bit of symbolism. Now let's talk moon tea. Will it work? I have seen some speculation online in some of the forums I'm part of that Alicent will have Christian Cole's baby and then try to pass it off as Helena and Aegon's third child that they have in the books but not in the show. And you know what? I can see that happening. So let's see if it plays out. Finding out that Aegon doesn't speak good High Valyrian like the rest of his dragon blood kin was slightly shocking. I wasn't expecting it, and I think it's meant to symbolise how little Aegon deserves the throne, but it just made me feel sorry for him. He has been spoilt and never had to work for anything, even learning his mother tongue. And Aemond was such a dick, calling him out in council like that in front of everyone, knowing that he would have absolutely no choice but to pretend he knew what he was saying. Oh, Aemond, what a way to play that. Mean boy manners. This, of course, is a real shift from the books. In the books, Aegon and Aemond and Daeron are all very close brothers. And this is definitely a shift away from the books. In the books, they were all very close. And in the TV show, Aemond is definitely jealous of Aegon and the big spiky chair he sits on. We had some good interactions this episode between Alicent and Aegon. One of my favourite lines was, "The significance of Viserys' intentions died with him." That was some line delivered with cold, matter-of-fact clarity to poor Aegon, who is just a puppet, and I honestly feel very sorry for him because he is impotent of all actual power. He was put on the throne by his grandfather, who thought he could use him for his own advantage, only to find the world divided by war and alliance, and he has to answer to everyone, even though he is the king. And let us not forget, Aegon did not actually want to be king. He was raised his entire life as second in line to the throne to his sister and all her children, so he was not trained for kingship, hence why he's acting out. But let's get on to the meat of this episode and the dragons. We were all geared up for this battle, weren't we? I got the shivers when Rhaenys, the queen that never was, volunteered for battle, and her dragon looked great, but I wish we'd had a little bit more relationship between Rhaenys and Meleys, because you really get that with Sunfire and Aegon. When Sunfire rubs his head on Aegon, it made me want to cry because I knew what was coming, and poor Sunfire, he is the most loyal boy. When he tries to land on his tummy to protect Aegon, I was just like, that poor dragon. And yeah, I know they're CG, but I really love them. They're like big doggos. Rhaenys and Meleys' death scene was great. The light going out of Meleys' eyes was so sad, and the acceptance on Rhaenys' face as she fell to earth. Oh my god, the acting. Aemond One Eye was a real shithead though, letting Aegon and Sunfire get hurt. He knew damn right what he was doing. He knew that Meleys was bigger, and it just annoyed me. It's different from the books, but it's good. I say it annoys me in the sense that it makes me dislike Aemond when he's been my favourite up to now, but it works. The whole context of this works, and it ties into the earlier scene with Aemond calling Aegon out with the Valyrian and the High Council. They're going for a different line, a different connection between these two brothers, but it's there and it works well. Just because it's different from the books doesn't always mean it's bad. It can work very well to venture away from the books as long as you stay true to the story. You're just adding character depth. That is something they didn't do in A Game of Thrones, so I'm loving it here. They did the same thing with Queen Helena, and that worked brilliantly as well. My big question now is, will Aegon be horribly scarred the way he is in the books, or will they go down the lines of Daenerys and fire cannot hurt a dragon? Vhagar was great this episode. You got a brilliant idea of her size, especially in that walking scene when she comes to Earth and she's trampling over all the soldiers. That really indicated to me how enormous this dragon truly is. Moving away from the fight with the dragons, we're going to go to Harrenhal with Daemon and his dreams. What is going on there? It's all very trippy and the pace is weird. It's out of sync with the rest of the show and it's kind of taking me out of the Westerosi world. What do you guys think? And why is Alice Rivers Scottish? That completely threw me out of the show and the world. The actress Gail Rankin is Scottish and she is from Glow as Sheila the She-Wolf as well, if anybody's watched that. And she looks the part. She's a great actress. She plays it well. I just wasn't expecting her to be Scottish. And the accent has never been heard in the Westerosi world before of television. So I just wasn't 100% on board with it. But I'm sure I'll get used to it. We got a little bit of Corlys Velaryon this episode, and a tiny bit of acknowledgement that Alan is Corlys' bastard son, but not enough in my opinion. I want full-on mouse. We should get more Queen Helena in these episodes. I don't think we've seen her since episode 2, and I'm missing her and her prophecies. I would have loved a little bit of prophecy about Aegon getting burnt, or the Red Queen going down, or the queen that never was will be the queen that never be. Something prophetic and just out there. I definitely prefer that to trippy dreams in Harrenhal. I also really enjoyed the side plot with Alicent trying to find references to the prophecy of A Song of Ice and Fire. It felt realistic. And when Alicent goes looking for Viserys' books and Aegon says, I had them removed, not burnt, that signified to me how much better of a person and a king Aegon is compared to Joffrey Baratheon, who cuts the big book Tyrion gives him for his wedding in half. Aegon is way better than Joffrey. I know there's a lot of Team Black out there saying they are the same, and they're not. But overall, this was a great episode and I give it 9 out of 10. I hope this show continues in this amazing vein and we don't get any more filler episodes like episode 3. Remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of my other A Song of Ice and Fire content, which will be coming out. I will be reviewing every single episode of House of the Dragon as it emerges on our TV screens. I also make comparison videos with A Song of Ice and Fire characters and Accursed King characters, which is Accursed Kings being the series that George R.R. Martin based these books on. Until next time, leave me a comment with your thoughts on this episode. What do you rank it out of 10? Subscribe so you don't miss anything, and you can also follow me on Instagram at Lady Jessica Riddell. Until next time, don't get burnt, fire and blood. Bye!